What's up, everybody? Welcome to a very special edition of the Rock Fantasy Files. I'm your host, Jaymz, bassist from Crucial Pain and proprietor of Disc and Dat Record Store in Bethel, Connecticut. And I've got an awesome special guest here tonight. Mr. Tracy G has rejoined us.
Is the camera okay, or I can't? I really
It
can't.
was good before, and now that you switched it, it's not so good.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Is that any? No, that's
That's
not.
perfect.
Can you see me okay?
Yeah, that's
Because
perfect.
all I see of it is like my shirt.
No, I see you fine. Yeah,
Okay, that's cool. Do you use the video part of it or just the audio?
it's both.
Oh, okay.
It's both. Yeah, it's audio and visual here on the Rock Fantasy Files on the YouTubes.
Okay.
So if you're watching this podcast, you know who Tracy G is. Former Dio guitarist on the Strange Highways album and Angry Machines, and he did us the pleasure of hanging out with us a few months back when we did our tribute to Ronnie James Dio episode. And now he's back because he's got a couple of brand new solo albums out that are really fucking good. And I'm excited to talk to him about them. So we got one here is The Hand of Time. And we got the other one here is El Mariachi Sexorcismo. Now,
Yeah.
I am really into both of these, man, and I appreciate you sending them out to me. The Hand of Time album, most of our viewers, I would say, would probably dig this one a little more. It's a little more of what you're known for.
Yeah.
Uh, a lot heavier, kind of Black Sabbathy in parts, which I personally dig.
Yeah.
Really good stuff on here, man. So what was the
Thanks.
recording process of this like and the writing process?
Um, it kind of got extended over about 3 or 4 years. It wasn't just 6 months, and then I just and what happened was it started way back, about 3 years ago, and then I started writing a tune. I started writing a couple tunes, but then I slowed down. I got kind of halted because my dad passed away,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and if you've ever had a close family member, I never had, so it kind of just I just stopped. I
Right.
just I just kind of went, whoa, I wasn't used to that. So I didn't play for a little bit, and I did, but I didn't. I would play. I didn't have a big desire. My dad was really supportive of me, and very much, mom and dad, but mostly dad, going to all the gigs and the first deal practice. I mean, he's a big part of everything I've done, and
Sure.
I was just real close with him. Go to lunch with him every day, and I wasn't distant from my dad. I was like probably too close, but if you know what I mean.
Right.
Um, all of a sudden, you know, I keep waiting for him to come back, come home. I still don't. I don't think I've really got the whole thing. This is weird. Anyway,
It's a hard thing to process.
yeah, in 2008, this guy named Richard Villa, a good friend of mine and a great artist, we played for his Day of the Dead, um, Day of the Dead party in 2008. Me and the same guy that's on this other CD. That other CD, yeah. I'm supposed to be talking about the other one, but that one comes in mind. Yeah, that one, they're tied together kind of. So the reason I wasn't playing so much because my dad was gone, and then this sounds kind of goofy and corny, but I'm real close to animals. Then about 6 8 months later, my dog passed away. My little
Oh,
dog.
fuck.
He's like my kid, my little kid. I was just like, wait a minute, man. So I was just like a zombie for, you know, and still am. I'm still not. I don't.
Right.
I'm just like, well, get, people get another dog. Just get no, no, not
Doesn't
yet.
really work like that.
Not yet. Yeah, I'm too close to. I get too close to him. I kind of treat him I treated him like a person.
Of
Some people are
course.
like that. Some people aren't. Whatever. And so anyway, I was really slow at doing anything. And the hand of time, back to the hand of time, um, I would record a track, and then I would record a track, and it was always really much with my bass player friend Randy, which plays in the Dark Mile project and does almost all the recordings with me. And he's kind of like, I don't want to call him my bass player, but he's on almost everything that I do, a lot of the projects. And we would do a song and do a song, but um, finally I got enough songs to probably put it out an album, but that was a year or two ago. And that back of it, the hand, is obviously and had the clock on it, so I thought hand of time, okay, that'll go with that. That was gonna be the cover. If there was a CD, but there wasn't any, I hadn't put a CD out yet. And not hardly nobody I know even has a CD player in their car anymore. Like, and no one's really buying CDs anymore. Everybody downloads everything, most. Yeah, you know how it is. And so
Right.
I'm like, and it's kind of pricey to even make CDs, and I'm just like, maybe I'll just offer it as a digital download. So I did, but there was minus two of the songs
Oh, okay.
on there. I offered it just and made up like a little use a picture of the hand as if it was the cover, but there wasn't a CD of it. It was just digital download thing. So I sold a few of those, and got those around a little bit, and okay. And then in the meantime, as I started getting a little bit more, playing a little bit more, I got a friend of mine that I played with a long time ago. He's another bass player, and I wrote this one song. I was gonna just release it as a single, and I actually did, and I needed like a little flyer for it. So my other artist friend, her name's Susie. She does a lot of artwork for me. She did the hand. She had already done the hand, so she went ahead and I go, let me look at some of your creepy things that you do, because she does all kinds of weird, scary pictures. I kind of wanted something kind of spooky because it's kind of Black Sabbathy. The whole album is. It's kind of
Oh yeah.
it's kind of dark, and I dedicated it to my dad because my dad liked the heavy stuff I did and all that stuff. Okay, so anyway, back to that single. I'm doing this single, and I got this other friend of mine named Randy Wild to play bass on it because it's a little bit funky, the song. So I think I called it it's a funky world or something. But it was never on an album. It was just a single, and I went ahead and put that on my website and sold a couple of those. But that clown that's on the cover now went with that song. That guy right there. And Susie did the back, and Susie did that cover too. So then I found a company that could make the CDs for something I could afford. So I'm like, hey, I don't have to make 1,000. I can make, just enough to have in stock in case I sell some. So I went ahead, and as I was doing that other CD, I went ahead and ordered The Hand of Time and made the cover. That's the other CD, yeah. And I made The Hand of Time with the clown on it. Made the clown be the cover, and make the hand be the back. And Susie, a girl named Susie Vallis, she did both of those as far as the artwork, and I added that funky tune to it, and I also added another song that wasn't on the download called "The Crusher." It's song number one, and so those those two are kind of added songs to the whole list, and then I offered it as a physical copy, and now I've sold a few of those, just actual CDs, and I'm a kind of a true believer. These days it's hard to sell anything, T-shirts, CDs, or anything, especially if you don't do gigs. If you do gigs, you got a better chance of like, hey, So that's the process of how Hand of Time came about, but it sort of already was about, but not fully, because it wasn't a physical copy. But then I decided to do that El Mariachi CD, which the other one you keep holding up, because um, in 2008, the artist for that one, he also did the artwork for a band called World War III. That album,
Right.
that album cover, that kid drew it. The guy that drew that, the El Mariachi thing.
Oh, okay.
Great artist. He works with an old school skateboarder guy named Tony Alva. Um, he's one of the first guys back in the 70s, 80s, 70s that started skateboarding in a pool. And
Oh, okay.
hadn't done that yet. And when guys first started doing that, he was one of the first. And they made a movie up about him. I think it's called I never know the name of it. The Lords of Bridgetown or something. Anyway, it's a movie where you can rent it and stuff, and it's a real movie about these 3 or 4 skateboarder guys, and he's in it. Well, he's older now, and Richard, the artist, works with him at his gallery skateboarder, and Richard draws on his skateboards for him and draws all kinds of other stuff for people, and he has these parties once in a while, and Richard called me and said, would you want to play? You played in 2008. Would you want to do it this year? I said, I haven't played since like 2000. 2020, I think, was one of my last gigs. So I haven't played like in 5 years. I haven't played out. And I just said to myself, my dad would want me to play. I kind of want to play now. Okay, yes. So I called my friend Gratz, who's on El Mariachi, said, you want to do this again? This time, though, we'll have some CDs to sell and some T-shirts and some stickers and some stuff, And so that's what I did. The gig's coming up on November 1st at Richard's place, Tony Alva's place in Hollywood. And there's some flyers on Facebook flying around for it. And so that it kind of tied both CDs are separate, but I had already done Hand of Time, but that was kind of set over there, and then I started doing that one, and I know I'm going to play, so I'll take both CDs now. I have a lot of CDs, as you know, but I'll take my latest ones to sell at that gig, and that gig we'll be playing the music just acoustically off of El Mariachi, and a bunch of covers, but we'll do it like our way and just instrumental. It's almost like background, and I want to try to get some other gigs, Mexican restaurants and like little gigs, just like
Yeah, man.
people could be doing whatever they're doing, and me and my friend are just jamming.
Of
And
course.
and I'll eventually work my way up to playing with the Tracy G group again, my heavy stuff,
Yeah.
and playing stuff off of Hand of Time and all my other CDs whatever I want to do. I'd have to find probably a singer and go through all that, but I'm working up to that. But right now it's just the El Mariachi thing, and it's just two guys with their guitars. Gratz is a real good guy, and he's a real good player. And I've known him forever, and we got together and wrote all 12 of those songs within the last 3 or 4 months. I made a CD in my studio right here, and Richard came up with the name. That's the artist. Richard came up with the name of it because it goes with this Day of the Dead party he's having. So the skeletons and the Halloween thing and the whole thing. So
Sure.
and most of the songs are really pretty, as you know. They're kind of really background, and some of them get a little bit spooky here and there, but not too much. It's pretty laid back and just it's another side of what I do or I can do. It's not like you say the heavy metal stuff that I usually do, but I do love Al Di Meola and all that Gypsy King, Santana, that all that Latin shit. I grew up on all that stuff. So
Paco de Lucia.
oh 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 yeah. I mean, I just
Yeah, I love your Latin flamenco stuff. I also really love the
you got a
Volando.
couple. You got a couple of those other CDs then, right?
Yeah, I love the
Well,
Volando
see,
CD, man.
it's and El Mariachi is like just a takeoff of that. That's just me, but this one's me and Gratz. But still, it's yeah. A lot of people don't even know I could play that's kind of stuff. They don't know
Yeah,
me.
it surprised the shit out of me. Like I was looking at your Bandcamp and saw the Volando thing and just hit play on it and went, "Whoa, I didn't know we had this. Like this is really fucking cool. It's
I
a
like I
different
like
side of them."
I like that stuff too. So and I
Yeah,
like I was brought up with Tony Iommi and the first Black Sabbath record that scared me, and that was when I was like 14, 13 years old, and there I went with a heavy metal thing. But at the same time, other people were turning me on to all this other type of music. I mean, from this Latin stuff and all the Sheila E. and Prince and all that stuff. I love all that funky stuff, and I like all kinds of music. I don't just like heavy metal, but I always said if I'm gonna play heavy metal, I want it to be heavy, like
absolutely.
not just kind of rock. No, I want it to be
Right.
like Hand of Time. There, 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 there's a few different kinds of stuff on there, but most of it's I'm pretty proud of it. Most of it's pretty dark. It's instrumental, and that gives me freedom to just play. And
Of course, yeah.
I like to do the stuff with singing, but I like to do stuff where there's no singing, and I like people to use their imagination and just put it on and go where they want to go.
Hell yeah.
Not
Yeah,
have
it's you should be
singers.
proud of it, dude. It's very dark, it's very
Thank you.
heavy. Um
Singers kind of dictate it. Singers will dictate to you, like you know, what kind of they're kind of like they're we're kind of following them. I mean, the music
right.
kind of, it's just kind of built like that. But when you just wipe them out, look out. It's like whatever. You've heard there's tons of guys that do instrumental music. It goes all over the place. So
Oh yeah.
I like that. I love Jeff Beck. I love a bunch of instrumentalists. Here we go again. Jeff Beck's not really heavy metal, but I can do Jeff Beck style stuff heavy. See, I do
Of
like
course.
the word heavy and Tony Iommi. But if you listen to the very first record, Sabbath, and the second record, and even Mastery of Reality, which is what a title and what an album. But all of a sudden, Tony Iommi has like this little acoustic piece.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's right.
when I was young, I was like, oh wow, you can do that. That's legal. I didn't know. I didn't. I go, wow, how beautiful is that? That he could not that he could just play like that, but that you could intertwine that with bone crushing, killer, scary riffs, and you do
Yeah.
this pretty little intro. So that I was sold on that vibe right there.
Yeah, to me that makes the heavy songs heavier when you go from those
Exactly.
beautiful acoustic things into the fucking heavy shit.
Yeah,
It makes the heavy shit hit harder.
you said it. You said it. It almost like he does they almost his little pieces almost sound classical ish,
Yes.
and a lot of times she's using a flamenco guitar, doing that.
Right.
Or what's that one right before Children of the Grave? Na 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 na.
Embryo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some of the titles I don't know what they are, but I mean that almost sounds like it's with a violin or something or a cello, or
it does. Yeah.
that's even better, like orchestrated. I mean, like that's like way left field, and all of a sudden, dun 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 dun. I mean, the evilest riff, or Into the Void. I mean, come on,
Hell
sweet
yeah.
sweet leaf. that album's Lord of this World. That album's filled with bone crushing. That got me. I mean, every album is Symptom of the Universe, and every album has its like, oh my God, yeah, Hole in the Sky. I mean, I can go on and
Hell yeah.
almost every song, but there's certain song, Killing Yourself to Live. I've redone that song with different artists, put that one out. Not really on an album, but I just put it out as a single. But killer song,
Hell
Ozzy, and then he had a lot of different singers. Of course, Dio, he comes in and does. Sabbath is, I don't gotta say how much more can you say about them?
that's true.
I mean, the Ozzy and then Ozzy doing solo stuff, and then he had that big concert, and it was all great, and all these guys played. I mean, they moved, and they are moving still with their music. Lots and lots of people and lots of musicians, and they're one of the first who did it that heavy. I mean, they're not the only ones, but they're one of the main ones. I think that with a blues background, but it's so heavy they don't consider it blues. But as a guitar player, that's where it comes from. Like all the
Yeah,
heavy
of
stuff,
course.
it all comes from blues, but played really angry.
Yes. Yeah, dark, angry blues.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, but the key word there is blues, and to me, blues means feeling. Speed
Right.
speed metal and the newer kind of metal doesn't have as much, blues in it. It's more fat. If you're the tempo's fast and it's more bang your head and go crazy, and that's great. But I come from the group stuff with the drummers playing, the Bill Ward and the Vinny Appice and the big fat giant. I got a dinosaur on drums. Shit, like that's where I come from. That kind of Zeppelin and big drums like that. So, you know, Zeppelin's another key. They're not Sabbath, they're Zeppelin, but what a band.
Right.
I mean, what songs and riffs, and look at Zeppelin. They go from the acoustic to country sounding stuff to beautiful stuff to custard pie and cashmere and all this wicked shit. I mean, they're up there, They're, but it for me it was Deep Purple, Sabbath, and Zeppelin. One part of my life, they were the three English bands that did it. They did it.
Oh yeah.
They did it all. And then there's everybody else too. Everybody, bunch of American bands, and of course you got the AC/DC. Loved it, love it. I mean, they're their own thing, and straight ahead rock and roll. So it all funnels down to one thing. Whatever you feel, you listen to, and in my case, whatever you feel, you play. And I'm influenced by it all. So my stuff will be kind of all over the place. You know, it won't
Have
just.
you ever listened to Mark Rizzo?
Who is that?
So he used to play guitar for Soulfly,
I've
which
heard of
was
Soulfly.
that's the band that Max Cavalera started after he left Sepultura.
He's really heavy, right? He's heavy stuff.
This is heavier stuff, but Mark Rizzo's solo albums, especially his first like two or three, he goes back and forth from like thrash metal to flamenco. So
Oh,
he'll do like a really brutal thrash metal song, and then all of a sudden he busts out
see,
the the classical guitar and gives you some badass flamenco stuff.
he's got it too. He's
Yeah,
got he's got he got bit by the he's got the bug. You know what I mean? I
no
call it.
doubt.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, check him out on YouTube
I
sometime, man.
will.
He's fucking phenomenal.
His name is. Maybe you can text me his name so I won't forget.
Yeah, I definitely will. I'll send you a link with a couple
I
songs.
have heard of Soulfly though,
Right.
the
Yeah,
band.
they're a pretty big fucking deal. But Mark, he's not in the band anymore, but for a while he was the lead guitar player, and he would do solo gigs like when Soulfly wasn't touring, he would just play live solo.
Right on.
And I had the opportunity to open for him a couple times, and watching him go back and forth live. So he would
Wow.
have the acoustic up on a stand,
Yeah,
and he'd play like a heavy tune and then go right over to the acoustic and just fucking killing it, man.
that's beautiful. I'll check them out.
So
That's,
when it comes to um El Mariachi Sexorcismo, how did you meet Gratz
well,
Arias, who's your
that
co-guitar
was
player for the album?
we're 15 years old. We started when we were little kids.
Oh wow.
We're both about the same age.
Okay.
And there I was about 15, and he was 15, and I just knew him as he's from the same town as me. He lives a couple streets over, and he actually still does. He's moved around, but right now he's from his original house, which is just a couple blocks over. And he's a Latin guy, a Mexican guy. Obviously, he knows Spanish way better than me. Like he's fluent. He can fluently speak Spanish. Um, I think he was born in Mexico. I don't even think he was born here, Gratz. And
Right.
but he could play, and I always respected him for like he wasn't always just okay. He was always really good. Never been in like any big known band, but he was a local guy, and I've always been friends with him. And he's one of I don't I can't sit down with other guitar players with big names. Too many of them. I don't know them all, but the few that I know, there's a lot of ego going on, which is, we all have that. I know. But Gratz is just really humble and polite and nice, and there's none of that going on with him. He's just all respectful, and he thinks I'm a great guitar player, and I think he's a great guitar player. So he can come over, sit on my front lawn with acoustic guitar or electric, and me too, and we could just jam and just go. And he's just in awe, and me too. So,
Yeah, you guys work fucking so well together. You really
that's
create
why.
good space for each other.
So I know him as his nickname was Gaucho. Okay, he's 15 years old, and people used to say back then, "Have you seen that guy Gaucho play?" And the name itself sort of scared me. I was like, "Whoa, who's that?" Because the name is so aggressive. I'm like, "Oh, it's this guy. He just had long dark hair," and I'm just like, finally got to see him one day, and I'm like, he was playing Dazed and Confused by Zeppelin with the bow, and
Oh wow.
in those days, I hadn't even seen Jimmy Page do it yet. He'd already
Oh
had it
wow.
down, and it was pretty weird for that, And he's definitely not in the box. That's the best thing I like about him. He's not in the box. He likes to play outside weird shit, and you know how I feel about that. Like I'm like, bring it.
Right.
That's you know he's not worried about commerciality and no, or hit songs or no. He just plays and he plays some weird shit, and I love it. So that's what I like about him. He's always been, and he's an artist. He can draw and paint. He's just a real creative person. He's a real creative guy. He's soft spoken. I always liked him. Never had a bad run with him or nothing. Always got along with him. So when I asked him to do this project, and he immediately said, "Oh yeah." So within a month or so, we wrote that whole album, and I recorded it in my studio. We mastered it and mixed it, made it sound the best we could, and we're gonna work on another one. But now we got something to
Awesome.
sell. When we play our little gigs, people could be eating or whatever they're doing, or little sports bars or whatever they are. I know someone's gonna like ask about. Not everybody's gonna be into it, but some people are gonna see us play and go, "Wow!" And I'll be able to go check this. Now I have a CD
Yeah.
for it. Yeah, and we're gonna make another one, and
Awesome.
I'm trying to book some gigs now. I'm driving around, trying to do that. So yeah, that's the history on him.
I really like the tune Sage Wolf on here. Great melodic tune, catchy guitar runs in that.
Yeah,
That's a fucking great song. I also really like Meet Me at Chapel Bridge.
Yeah,
That one's
that's kind of a favorite. It came out on another album I did with a group called well, it was a Tracy G group, but I called the album Controlled Chaos.
oh, okay.
That song's on that album, but we did it a little different now. We added some
Yeah.
parts. And it had a Randy on bass and Johnny B on drums, so I kind of had a band vibe to that song. But it always had that da 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 da. It had that little melody, and that's like the hook part of it. Some people say it sounds like a spaghetti western, or other people said. My friend says it sounds like something from Gilligan's Island. You know, the theme song. People say different things about it because it's kind of not recognizable, but it sounds like something you've almost heard before or something.
Yeah.
It's like
To
that
me, it's
kind
very atmospheric and like kind of spacey.
of.
No, it's like a good tune to burn one to, and get stoned and just like float away into the music. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah, but thanks for the compliment. Yeah, I
absolutely.
like it too. Yeah, there's a couple of them that are.
I also really like Ascendo.
Yeah,
That one's got a very
that's
like
like a.
Egyptian,
That,
Middle Eastern
yeah,
meets like kind of Led Zeppelin-y vibe to that
that's like
one.
a floater. It's like you're floating. Yeah,
Yeah,
does it? I call it like the Zeppelin type tune. Yeah,
absolutely. Great song. And I really like Cabrillo Landing too. That's one of my probably my top favorite off the album.
pretty beautiful. Um,
Yeah, great song. Great
when
song.
you do instrumental song, when you do instrumental music, especially this kind, like how do you title? How do you title them? We don't. So I just basically we did them all. We didn't have titles for none of them. I like the title "Devil's Highway." I thought that would work good for that first song. So okay, we called it that. But I didn't have a bunch of titles for all the songs, so I just gave the CD to my sister and her husband, and said they come up with pretty good titles. I go, can you title these songs? So they titled all the songs. My sister and her husband, and they're pretty creative. They know what sounds, if titles sound good, and
Right.
they titled the bridge song, and
Yeah.
titled. They came up with cool titles, and yeah, that's where the titles come from. It's kind of hard to title instrumentals like that, but a lot of them are really pretty. Yeah, they are
Yeah.
background pretty. They're good to just be kicky back kind of music.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's not
I
all.
really like Aya Espera too.
Yeah,
Um
yeah.
I like how that kind of starts off with you and Gratz like talking in the beginning about an E minor chord.
He's teaching me the arrangement of the song. That's what
Yeah.
and then
It's
I,
cool. It kind of like
I
takes you behind the scenes.
just throw that in, and people will wonder what is that. A lot of people have asked. And then I ran it backwards for a moment just to make it sound weirder, and then the song kind of kicks in all pretty and stuff. So I just like to do weird shit. Yeah.
That's
Because
awesome, Don. It adds
you're
different
not,
layers to the album.
yeah, you're not, you. There's no one. I don't have no manager and no record company, and nobody telling me what to do. So like, why not like do whatever you want and whatever you.
Yeah.
So that's what I do really with all my CDs. And if I want to take a left one time, I do. It's for almost not really any particular reason, just because I can. In the olden days, you're under the microscope and don't do this and don't do that. I'm like, that's why I got into music, to not have to do any of that, to just
Right.
shut everybody out and just the people that, well, you got to talk, you got to think about the melody, and you got to think about the business, and you got to. No, no. When I'm in here and I close the door and turn off the lights, the only lights I can see is my studio. I just go, and it's just the music that does it. And whatever happens, happens like thing. I don't like to be. I'd work a regular job if I was like just into the money and just into the doing things by rules and all that. No, no. This is for, and I would say anybody should apply that to whatever they want to do to make them happy. Just do your thing. Do find what your thing is and do that. No, I'm not meaning other people's thing. Hey, guess whose thing I'm doing this week? Like I'm not talking about that kind of thing. Like do your own thing. What is your own thing? Do your own thing. I mean, like whatever if you're into music and you're into interviewing people like you do that and do it how you want to do it and wear what you want to wear when you do it. That's a lot of people try to. What shoes are you wearing? Don't wear that shirt. What?
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Right, right. It shouldn't matter because fashion. I know it's a big deal, but you make your own fashion, huh? We're
That's
making
right.
our own fashion now with our headbands on our head. I mean,
That's right.
why are we doing that? Because we're trying to copy suicidal tendencies? No. The other day I went to see this band. They're really good, but they're from over here. They're called Red Hot Cholo Peppers.
Ha!
Great name. I got to say something about this band. Great name. They've been around for years. Great name. They're a tribute, obviously, to the Red Hot Chili Peppers, which that music's a trip because it's not that easy to play that shit.
Yeah.
They do a lot of cool shit, that band, and
Oh yeah.
they have lots of big hits. So the band already has that on their side. They have the hits. People sing along with them because they know those songs. They hit songs. But their fashion, they come out there like a bunch of cholos. They look like they look like us. They got
Right.
shades, the Pendleton button up. They work it, and the lead singer's great. He's good with the people. In between the songs, he does a Cheech and Chong imitation, and it's funny as hell. Red Hot Cholo Peppers is a great name,
It
and
sure is.
they're good. They
Yeah.
good. He's
That's
not
awesome.
he's not the greatest singer, but he doesn't have. You don't have to be the greatest singer in the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Nothing against that singer, but you know what I mean. But it's not so much his voice; it's his stage presence. He's always been really good on stage. The singer, I forget
Yeah.
his, I forget his name, but
Anthony Kiedis.
yeah, Anthony's always been, and they've always been like they haven't ever taken themselves too serious. They're always kind of funny. They always just do weird, wacky things, kind of punky, but they rap and they do rock and they do funk and Flea. The fucking guy can play.
Fantastic bass player.
I mean, and this little band, they can too. They can play. They can keep
That's
up.
awesome.
So anyway, why did I bring that up? Just do your. They're doing their thing, but with a. Are doing a tribute to that band, but they've made it into their own thing still.
They put their own twist on it.
They draw lots of people around here. They do really good. I saw them the other night. Oh, I know, because I'm sitting there like this, and a girl comes up and goes, "Hey, you're like Mike Murr, She thinks I'm looking like suicidal tendencies. I go, no, I know him. I know. A lot of people say that. I go, I like him. I go, no, I just like to wear it.
Do
She
you
goes,
know
oh,
Mike Muir?
no, I don't know him, but
Oh, okay.
I'm a fan of his. I've seen him, and
Yeah,
I know this is his look. And
of course.
tons of people have always said, "Hey, Mike," that they'll say they think I'm like trying to do a tribute to him or something. Especially
Right, right.
when I have a suicidal shirt on. Oh, that's it.
Of course.
And the girl, I didn't know the girl. She goes, "Oh, you got one of their shirts on." That was my favorite band. It was like her favorite thing. So yeah, okay, but my point was just do whatever you're comfortable in doing and wearing and whatever. That's all.
Absolutely.
That's all. That's all. That's all. You
And
can.
play what you love playing, which is what you're doing here.
That's what I do. I mean, how many am I gonna sell, and how many people are really gonna like it? I mean, I don't know.
Well,
I,
hopefully, after people watch this episode, they go check it out and they buy
yeah,
some CDs.
yeah. Hopefully, like give it. If people are open enough, there's not enough. There's not enough open people. A lot of people are real closed-minded on stuff, but the open people will give it a shot. Check it out. That's how you get into new food and you try stuff out.
That's right.
Don't just focus in on hamburgers and that's it. There are other things. I mean, your taste buds. We know as we got older, when we were little, maybe you don't like kids don't like a lot of things, but as they get older, I love Indian food now because at first it's too much
Right.
Indian.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
like, whoa, but if you give it a chance, whoa, where have I been? Once I got
Hmm.
into that kind of food, but that's about being open. You got to be open to music and to just to stuff. I mean, just don't be judgmental. I know how it is out there right now in the world where everybody's going crazy with there's the left side and the right side and none and none. I don't like him. I don't like her. I don't like that. It's so stupid. Like cut it out. It's just
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
You can have your belief and you can have your opinion, but just back off, man. Don't be so stupid. Like let let people go where they want to go, and if you think they're going down the wrong road, well, I guess you can have a debate and say it, but it's up to them to find out the hard way or whatever. That's their road they're choosing. So what are you gonna do? Don't be so. But so many people are so judgmental. They just want to. You know, you- we're not. We're not God. We. A lot of people. I think they like to play like they are, like they're the big shit, or something. I don't know.
Oh, of course. Well,
Whatever.
I choose to drown myself in music rather than judge people and get involved with politics.
Yeah, that's such a
I tell you
great.
what,
That's a
if
great
you're
outlet.
watching this episode, please go to tracyg.com and follow the links to Tracy's Bandcamp and get his new albums that just came out, Hand of Time. If
Thank
you're
you so
into the
much.
heavy stuff, you gotta check this one out. If
Yeah,
you like dark, heavy Black Sabbathy tunes, he's got you covered right here.
it's
And if you're into expanding your horizons a little bit, I definitely recommend and have recommended this on the channel in the past few weeks. El Mariachi Sexorcismo. This is fantastic. I
thank
like to call it Sunday jams. This is what I like to, put an incense stick on and open up the record store Sunday morning and just crank this, and people love it, man.
Oh, you can play music in your store too, huh? You play,
Yes. Yeah.
and people walk in and they're looking at different music and stuff, and they can hear something. So have you
Yeah, absolutely.
have you played that in your store yet?
I've played this so many times, and I've
Really?
also played Volando in my store so many
That probably
times.
goes over good. I mean, it's like it's
It
good.
definitely does.
So this sort of naturally background stuff. It's not. It's just for that. That's kind of what it's for. Yeah.
And I'd say half the times when people are like, "Who is this? Who are you listening to?" I'm like, "Oh, this is Tracy G. He used to play guitar for Dio." They're like, "The dude from Dio's got that?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, man. Go to his
See the
website, tracyg.com, buy his CDs."
see they don't people think especially especially fans that are like love heavy metal. Nothing against them, of course. I love them and everything. I love people that love that kind of music, but they tend to be a little closed-minded. I mean, they think if you're playing, in Slayer, or you're playing in Megadeth, or you're playing in Metallica, that's the only music you listen to, and that's the only music you can play. That's how they think, and they should open up and go, well, wait a minute, you know. And I bet you 90% of those guys, or me, or those guys you ask them, they like some stuff that you just be like, oh. And then if they go further, if they do their own solo stuff away from their band, they might put out God knows what, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
And you might go, whoa, the guy is more than just what I'm seeing, what I know of. Nothing against Dio and nothing against what I did with them. I love it more than anything. Strange Highways, Angry Machines, the era that I did. Of course, I'm proud of it. Of course, I love it, and of course, I put 100% into it. Well, all right. Then what about this? You don't stop there. You got to keep going. And there was other stuff before that, and there was stuff after that. It doesn't mean that's all you are. That right?
Right. Yeah, of course.
But it's almost like the fans need like an education or something. But who am I to, Yeah, that's just. I don't want to say they're limited. They're limiting themselves with just thinking like that. But I feel they are if they would just give stuff a chance.
Yeah, no doubt.
But
All right, Tracy, we're going to let you go because we're running out of time.
Okay.
But it was cool hanging with you, dude. And again, if you're watching this, go to tracyg.com, grab El Mariachi Sexorcismo,
Thank you very much, sir.
and grab Hand of Time. And grab some of his older stuff too, man. He's got tons of CDs, tons of music. He's got T-shirts. You're playing live. Where is that, and when is that?
It's November 1st. It's in LA. And it's on Fairfax. I don't have the address in front of me. But you could check out the website or the Facebook. I got it plastered all over there. There's a flyer. Richard
Excellent.
drew some flyers for it. And they're going to have a little band open for us. We're going to play.
Oh, sweet.
We're going to have a DJ. All kinds of stuff going on. It's like a Halloween party. He throws pretty good little parties, so it should be pretty cool.
Who's the band opening for you?
I don't know. Some girls. It's the name of a girl. I don't know who it is.
Okay. Well, if you're in the area, go check that show out. I'm sure it's going to be a fucking blast.
November 1st, yeah.
November 1st, go to tracyg.com for all the updates and for his Bandcamp site. And support this dude, man. He's out here busting his ass, putting out new music. Check him out. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Rock Fantasy Files on YouTube. And thanks once again for Mr. Tracy G for hanging out with us. We hope to have you back soon.
Are you going to post this up on the Facebook or something?
Absolutely, yeah. Once Steven puts this up on YouTube, I will send it over to you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Right on, brother.
All right, Tracy. Have a good night.
Appreciate it.
And all you watching, hit that like button and subscribe. And thanks for watching the Rock Fantasy Files here on YouTube.
Thanks, man.